Hi, hi, hi. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I don't know what your time is right now, but wherever you are, greetings to you. I hope that you're doing great. Today, I want to talk about one of the most controversial discussion that you will find on the social media or on the lips of priests like myself, and that is how to break ancestral curses. How to break ancestral curses. I know you will rush to view this because you want to set yourself free from whatever that you are facing. Now, why this topic is so important, and I beg to actually say that I have watched a lot of people give a treat to this and they haven't really done justice. Why I say so is because I have seen how they treat the matter very shallow without looking into the nitty-gritties of to how there is ancestral causes. How did it come? How did your ancestors even get to curse you in the first place? And that's a big question you need to always ask yourself. The first question is, how and why will your ancestors curse you? Why didn't they just kill you? Why did they curse you and allow you to live through life and suffer a whole lot of things? Isn't that a wonderful question? Good. What most of us call ancestral curses today are actually a breach of contracts. A breach of contract. Why do I say breach of contract? It is a breach of contract because at one point in your life, you made an agreement to do this and that to that particular spirits, deities, and you have reneged on that contract. Hence, you are suffering the repercussion. And then someone will say, this guy is just speaking in block. I don't even understand. Okay, so fine, let us understand. It is very important for you to know at this time that the deities of our home were eternally bonded to us through our ancestors by certain agreements to do for. That is to say, we do for them and they do for us. And in most cases, these agreements were bonded by blood. Hey, slow down. Do not say that, oh, those deities reached those agreements with my ancestors, not me. Take note that your ancestors we talk about is the same you sitting down there, and you ask me how. Because you share the blood. It is the blood that reached this covenant. It is the blood that reached this covenant. And this is a blood covenant. So, what you face today and you call spiritual causes are repercussion from breaching the contract that you sign with your blood millions or thousands of years ago. And to enjoy your life again is simply to find out what are those deities in our family that we have made this agreement with. And what are those agreements that we have made? How do I meet those agreements? Contrary to what religion tries to tell us that our ancestors reach selfish, devilish agreements that involve killing of humans and blah, 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 they were all lies. These things are as simple as providing goats, providing hen, even as simple as our local eggs, or pouring libation, or offering white chalk. Simple things, or offering fish. Are you even aware that some deities, all they needed was just a single fish. In most cases in our place, we call it mania. One single one like this is sufficient. You do it, and that is all you would ever have to do. But ignorance has kept us suffering. And what amazes me is that the energy you use in casting and binding this ancestral curse is so much higher than the energy you would have used to fix them, and they are all okay. The next thing I want to let you know is that do not let anybody deceive you. There is no ancestral curse, and there is nobody that's ever broken any ancestral curse. Anybody who tells you we are breaking ancestral curse, I mean, for all of you, okay, bear me witness, for all of you that has been breaking ancestral curse, how come your life is still the same way? How come you've been going through all the problems you've been going through? I mean, several people have broken ancestral curse in your life and you are still suffering it. Why don't you settle down and begin to understand the essence? At this point in time, you must understand that you are by extension the same ancestors that reached this agreement, and it is very easy for you to enjoy the best of your life if you understand, get to know, and give back to these deities as at when due. The next one we'll also look at it is the fact that in life we go and we come. Religion wants to give us this idea of you die, you go to heaven or you go to hell. Even when it is written in the Bible that a man dies, goes and returns, and that this is a world without end. It also states that for whatsoever a man sows, that he will reap, either in this life or in the next life to come. The truth is, if one would reap what he sows, either in this life or in the next life to come, at what point is the concept of heaven and hell? At what point will someone be punished if that person will have to reap in the next life? Very simple understanding that we need to put in our mind, and our lives will be better. So, we live in a circular life where we go and we come. And then in our coming, we live in a certain pattern that some of which offend other people, some excite other people. And for things that we do that were offense, do not forget that whatsoever you sow, you will reap. And then when you begin to reap the benefits of your handiwork in your previous lives, you begin to say it is ancestral curse. We always don't want to say that we are reaping the benefits of our wrongdoing. So when you have this common understanding, you will be able to pattern your life very well and make the right utterances, make the right prayers. You will. So most of us are saddled with so much karmic compensation as a result of our dubious lifestyle that we've had in the past, crazy lifestyle that we've had in the past. It says, do not be mocked. There is nothing new under the sun. A lot of us have always been misbehaving. So it's not just about a today thing. The concept of scam is not even today. You check through the Bible, you will even still find scam. A lot of us have lived some crazy life in the past, and here we are coming back to reap all of these things, and then we think that we are a victim of ancestral curse. You are not a victim of ancestral curse. You are a victim of your own doings. The life you live in the past that was a crazy life. That is what is victimizing you. So in that case, what do? There are always prayers that can be done. And because whatsoever a man sows, that he will reap, you must provide the person who will reap the harvest that you have sown. And traditionally, we know how to provide that. We make it in form of a wood, and we make the prayers, and we transfer, and you go scot-free. It's so amazing that even I, that am seated here, I have had to clear such karmic compensation that affected me in the area of relationship with the opposite sex. I mean, for a very reasonable period of time, it became a big challenge to get a woman impregnated. Not because I had medical issues, but because there were karmic compensation that were awaiting me in the area of having children. And the moment such prayers were made, I started having children. And things like that are problems to people still living. You find men, find women in their great old age, they cannot get married or have children. Another aspect of it that you have to look into is the resolve that we made. The resolve that we made in our past lives. One of such resolve could have been, I hate marriage. How can marriage be like this? I will never be married again in my life. It has stayed. Why are children like this? In my next life, I'm not going to have children. It has stayed. Money is such a burden. I think I'm done having this wealth. It is there. We make these utterances and they stay with us because it is a seed, and that seed you must reap. You made that resolve yourself. And it is very important at this point for you to understand that the judgment you make for yourself is superior to any other judgment. If you say you are broke, you are going to be broke. If you say you are rich, you are going to be rich. If you say you are sick, you are going to be sick. If you say you are miserable, you are going to be miserable. If you say you are blessed, you are going to be blessed. The judgment you reach against yourself will always stand. So the question is, have you cleared those judgments against yourself? The judgment you made against yourself. Have you cleared them? You haven't cleared them, but you are busy blaming ancestral causes. Same ancestral causes that is still your fault. So, spirituality calls for a whole lot of waking up and facing responsibility. You have to face your life squarely, understanding that you've lived several times more, and in your several existence you have made some kind of grave mistakes, and as such mistakes stay with you, some of which you can actually change, some of which you just have to live through it. But it is very important at this point that you come to terms with the fact that you are your responsibility. You must vet through your life, through consultation, through findings, and understand the things that you must do. Understand the verdict you have given against yourself. Understand the life you have lived that attracted or caused someone a pain and that you must pay for it. Understand the deities that you are perpetually entitled to feeding and taking care of, so that your reward, your blessings will follow through. Once again, this is Afeobe Mabasi, and I am open to your questions, your comments. I also appeal to you that you like, share, as well as subscribe to this channel so that you would be receiving updates as they come. Thank you.